I ain't never had much problem with a microphone. Did he say we're live? Okay, welcome everybody. This is Britt Moore, Finance Chairman for the City of High Point. I'm gonna call the October 1st meeting to order. First order of business, we'll do a roll call. Myself and Councilman Victor Jones are at City Hall in the chamber. Expecting Michael Holmes. Have you joined us?
I am here.
Thank you, sir. And Councilwoman Peters, have you joined us? Okay. Councilwoman Peters has not joined us yet, but hope she'll chime in as soon as she does. But we have enough to get started, and this is our allotted time. So we are going to begin the meeting. If you have the agenda before you, we are, for sake of helping out some folks with timing and other obligations, I'm going to begin with item 2020-380. And that's just the announcement to authorize a public hearing for our economic development performance-based incentives. Council has heard about this, and I do believe that Lauren Hill, President of the EDC, is joining us. Are you with us, Lauren?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I am here.
Well, we thank you for joining us. I know I don't have any questions on this item. If you'd like to take a minute and briefly speak to it, Lauren, for those that may be listening for the first time, please do so.
Well, I said to Don, I said, maybe we could come back like, late morning, Monday.
Megan McGuire speaking.
For council and finish going through the list if we don't today.
Megan, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're unmuted.
Yeah, all I said over there, if you want to just see, I think you can read my mind. You don't have to just, say, hey,
Okay, we're going to pause just for a minute. Nobody leave, and we'll get the technical difficulty squared away, and then we'll move right on, because I know you have an appointment, Lauren, so bear with us.
Thank you, sir.
I'm here.
there is a tiny swamp between what Scott does and
Okay, Lauren, if you'll go ahead with your part, please.
Yes, sir. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for taking this item first. I have the county commissioner public hearing on this very item this evening, so I need to be out the door to Greensboro very shortly. DC Blocks is our client here. It's a company headquartered in Atlanta that operates multi-tenant data centers. And so that means that the equipment in there is not just for this company, but for the tenant businesses that would also be using the company. As many as 6 data halls could be completed in the building. And if that happens, the capital investment could be as much as $305 million. I'm going to repeat that because the number is impressively high. $305 million could be added to our tax rolls. Job creation for a data center as minimal as we all expect. It would be up to 9 employees. In this case, though, the wages would exceed the Guilford County average wage, and there would be some contract employees in addition to that. At the public hearing on Monday, you'll hear from 2 company representatives to talk about the project, the company, why they're looking at High Point in particular, and also how the incentives are structured, the proposed incentives. And that would be, in this case, that the company has asked both High Point and the County of Guilford to authorize incentives that would be equal to up to 50% of what property taxes the company would pay. The company and its client businesses would pay their taxes, and then after that, we ascertained how much money had been paid in any one year. Up to 50% of that amount would go back. I can tell you that Eric Olmedo has let us know that the annual, if the project were $305 million in 1 year, it could be as much as $2 million, in the neighborhood of $2 million of property taxes paid to the city from that kind of investment. So substantial money that's not currently coming to the city coffers. We are very pleased with the project. Our competition is no other place in North Carolina, but is instead other areas in the southeastern United States. The company has some data centers already in the southeast, and they're locating across this part of the country. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for today. Of course, we'll go into more detail from me and from the company on Monday, but I can answer any questions if anyone has any.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Lauren?
Lauren, this is Councilman Holmes.
Yes, sir.
On Monday, there will be a much more detailed account of what the city of High Point's input will be in terms of the incentives, correct?
By input, you mean just more sentences than I've just described?
Yes, sir. Like, will there be actual numbers involved?
Well, this is an interesting project in that we don't know how much will be on the tax rolls on any 1 year. There's both, they'll be adding equipment and facilities, data halls as the years go by, and the equipment depreciates fairly quickly for this kind of stuff. And then it will be refreshed because the incentive is over a 10-year period per data hall customer. That means that in 3 or 4 years, they're going to put brand new equipment, which adds to the tax base. So it's a rolling figure. So we can't say it's going to be X number of dollars per year because we don't know exactly what the tax base will be in any particular year. But at least 50% of it, none of which we're getting today, will remain with our city government all along. But yes, we'll go into more detail about that. And the company's attorney in Raleigh, Ernie Pearson, that you all heard from in closed session, will be with us also at the public hearing, well, or his associate perhaps instead, but to describe the incentive proposal and answer any questions you have at that point as well as staff.
Great. That question was specifically for the citizens of High Point who may have some of the questions who may not have an opportunity to ask. So I wanted to make sure that we provide as much detail as possible that the citizens of High Point can understand what this incentive package looks like.
Yeah. And Councilman, this
a taxpayer perspective.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you, Councilman. Yes, High Point has not had this kind of incentive request before. It's new to us to do it this way. The County of Guilford, however, has done it, and we've been talking to them about how it works for them, and they've been very pleased with it. The Publix big distribution center that is under construction now had incentives authorized by Guilford County similar to this. Perhaps the city of Greensboro did as well. I've not asked that question of them. So whereas this approach is new to us, it's certainly not new in North Carolina or even new here in Guilford County. But we'll get more detail on that for our citizens and for you all on Monday.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody else? Well, thank you, Lauren, and we'll look forward to hearing these more details on Monday. And in my experience, obviously, this is part of the new technology economy that is ever growing. And I'm certain that the procurements and the clawbacks and the benchmarks and all of those things will be there that are necessary to make it effective. Appreciate you and EDC's work on all of this. Thank you.
So we appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. I'll be off to Greensboro. Take care.
All right, take care. Okay, let's go back to the top item. And I want to check real quick just to see, Councilwoman Peters, did you make it?
Yes, I'm on.
All right, welcome. All right. So the first item is 2020-375. We're talking about a contract and an electric bucket truck. Let's see. Is Gary in there? Okay.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hey, Gary.
This request is for purchasing an international truck with an Altec body. The electric department is currently using a 2010 model Ford with a Terex body that needs replacement due to its overall condition and currently over 10,000 operating hours. The new International truck that's being proposed, it has an Altec body, and it's similar to the other trucks they're currently using. And the price of $224,760 is for the truck, training, and delivery. The estimated delivery is 240 to 360 days, but based on other things we're seeing now, it's probably going to be closer to that 360-day range. This request is for asking to purchase the new truck and to also declare the old truck as surplus and to dispose of it through the online auction process.
Is the estimated delivery time standard on this? Or are these made to order, or is this just part of the economy we find ourselves in right now?
These are made to order, but there's been difficulties at both the body manufacturers and the chassis manufacturers. COVID delays have just pretty much stretched out delivery times way beyond what's been normal. Prayerfully, if things settle down in the next couple of months, things will improve, but we just don't know.
Okay. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, I'll make a motion that item 2020-375, the contract on the electric bucket truck, be approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Peters. We'll do it by roll call since we are in the same mode here. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters?
Aye.
And Councilman Moore is an aye. That motion passes unanimous. The next item, 2020-376, we're talking about a compact, compact refuge truck. Gary, take that away.
Yes. This request is seeking your approval to purchase a 2021 Isuzu Diamondback compact rear loader truck from Amick Equipment Company. This is for Parks and Recreation, and they are currently using a 2009 model Ford crew cab pickup truck with a stake body, and it currently has over 105,000 miles. This truck is used daily for trash collection at the park facilities. The proposed rear loading garbage truck is specifically designed for transporting trash and will hopefully improve efficiency by reducing the number of trips that truck will have to take back and forth from the parks to the landfill. It's specifically designed for trash and keep it enclosed instead of losing half of it going up and down the road. And it will definitely suit their needs a lot better. And again, like I say, it's used daily to keep our parks clean. Estimated delivery on this is also the 240 to 360 day range, but again, I think it will probably be closer to that 360 day range. I would also like to get your approval as well to declare the old truck as surplus, and we would also dispose of it through the online auction.
Any comments or questions on this item? Seeing none, I'll make a motion that this item be approved.
Second.
There's a motion, second by Councilman Jones. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is aye. That motion passes. Next item is 2020-377, looking at a sole source vendor to supply our City Lake raw water pump station. Did Terry joining us on this one?
I'm here, sir. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon.
This is a request by Public Services for council to approve a sole source to Siemens Industry for the rebuild of raw water pump number 2 VFD at City Lake / Arnold Coots Lake. You may remember last year, we did a sole source to Siemens to rebuild the other VFD. Currently, the City of Lake Raw Water has 2 VFDs and 1 fixed speed. The VFDs were installed in 2004, and so we rebuilt one last year. We rebuilt the other one this year, and should get another 5 to 10 years of life out of them. If we had to replace them, they would be about $600,000 a piece, not including the engineering or the electrical installation. Public Service is requesting that you approve the sole source to Siemens with the upgrade to replace the power cells and the control panels for $123,692.60. These VFDs drive 1,000 horsepower motors. That's why they're so expensive.
Everybody clear? Any comments or questions on this item?
Hey, Terry, Councilman Holmes, if you could really quick for those who might be listening, could you explain what sole source means for those who may not be familiar with the term?
Sole source means that we had to go back to the original manufacturer or company because they're the only ones that are authorized to work on this type of equipment. And sole source usually, as council knows, a sole source up to over 30,000 must be approved by council.
Yeah, I just wanted people to understand when we're talking about purchasing some of these items that normally we would find a couple of quotes to try to find the most cost-effective measure, but when it's a specific piece of equipment like this, it's only made by one person. That's the reason why it's called sole source. So just for clarification sakes of people saying why are they only going to one place? Just wanted to clarify that for those who may be listening.
Thank you, Councilman Holmes. Good question, and always good to bring that type of thing back up for review. So thank you. There is a motion for approval by Councilman Jones. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilman Holmes. So I'll come right back to you, Councilman Holmes. How do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters?
Aye.
Councilman Morris, aye. That item passes unanimous. Next item is 2020-378. It's concerning a contract for grading and demolition at 1519 Baker Road. And do we have someone from Inspection Services going to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Reggie Hux, Inspections Director.
Hey, Randy.
How are you doing?
Good. Welcome.
The bid that we received, we put this demolition that was approved by council to demolish on the 18th of August out for bid. We got we bid with 3 contractors. We got 2 good bids back out of the 3 contractors. DH Griffin bid and Tim Causey bid from Asheboro. Tim Causey had the low bid, and the base bid to tear the building down was $90,000. However, there was an additional cost for asbestos remediation, which ran the price up to potentially $120,000. Which would be the max it would be. However, it could be somewhere between 90 and 120. So because it went over $90,000, we have to seek your permission to get the funds to tear the building down.
Okay. Everybody clear on this this request and the reason for the spread and the possible numbers? I'm sorry.
Just wanted to clarify that the funding for this is coming from the general fund contingency. Since this wasn't approved in the budget, and we didn't know about this during budget preparation, we opted to recommend that it come from general fund contingency, since it's kind of an emergency type situation.
All members of finance good with that or have a comment?
Hey, wait, what's the address again of the building?
It's
1519 Baker Road,
Okay.
right there off 85.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a dangerous thing to not go ahead and get rid of that.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Any further comments or questions? Then I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
So move.
Okay, there's a motion by Councilman Holmes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Councilman Jones with the second. Back to you, Mr. Holmes. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters?
Aye.
Councilman Moore's aye. That motion passes. Next item is a budget ordinance concerning money that's coming down through the CARES Act funding. We're requested to approve a budget ordinance amendment. Is Bobby, are you with us? Bobby Fitzjohn?
I'm here.
All right, tell us about it.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Back in August, City Council approved interlocal agreements with Guilford, Davidson, Forsyth, and Randolph counties, outlining our portion of the CARES Act funding that they received, either directly from the federal government or through the state. We now have enough clarification from the Treasury Department and their Inspector General's office to move forward with recording and reporting eligible expenses. As a matter of administrative convenience, the Treasury Department and their OIG have agreed that payroll costs for public safety employees are considered payments for services substantially dedicated to mitigating or responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. This amendment will recognize revenue coming in from the federal government and allow us to record and report those eligible expenditures.
Thank you, Bobby. Any comments or questions for Bobby? We are certainly been kept apprised on this and knew at some point it would come to us. So if there's no further comments or questions, then I'm going to make a motion for this budget ordinance to be approved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second by Councilman Jones. Councilman Holmes, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilman Jones?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peters?
Aye.
Councilman Moore is aye. That motion passes. The next one we did at the beginning. Is there anything I have missed or anything else that needs to come before finance? Hearing none, then I'll declare this meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Michael and Monica.
Thank
Thank
you.